Hi, this is Damian from Skating Cast. Today I will show you how I recommend putting on rollerblades. Some here there are usually some problems with it. I will show you my way to put on and tighten the rollerblades. I usually ride hockey skates, so there is no greater philosophy, I can only choose one option: shoelaces. You mostly ride this type of skates, I mean. There are shoelaces, there is a first strap, or sometimes there is a strong velcro instead. And the upper strap, 3-point buckle fastening system. So I'll show you how I suggest tying it. If you are in the store, usually there is something like that. I noticed it. I get you guys, for example, new rollerblades, and I see how the client gets down to it. Usually those laces are not tight. The first mistake that you guys make is that you put them on your feet first and then you try to lace it up fast, like it's a lot more difficult than that. Take them in your hands and lace them up, then put them on. Here I have the last belt loops and it's much easier for me now. Let in this liner. Liner is that sock, you can call it that. And in this way, tie these shoelaces. Even this way, it's not the easiest thing to do, let alone a leg in this rollerblade. Alright, I've tied up the last one. My recommendation is that these shoelaces are the most important, because my foot will be right here, sticking to this rail, to the soles that is. Here from the first belt loop, tighten that strongly. They are very important, these shoelaces. They may seem to be doing nothing, most of the work do the buckles and they are strong, but the shoelaces need to be tied tight, because I always want to have control here in my footing. It must adhere to the sole. Thanks to this, I will have control over it. What's going on under this shoe, right? This is the first thing. Tie your lace tightly. Second, the buckle or the velcro, we also tighten very hard. It prevents the leg from moving front and back, which is very cool here, and here prevents the buckle or velcro. Now I will show you, because here usually there is a problem how to fasten this buckle and how to loosen it. Sometimes if something is wrong, then fix the liner. Here, very often. Possibly here inside it may have rolled up somewhere. If after putting on those rollerblades on, it's still wrong, it simply means that these rollerblades are not for you, you have to change the model to some other one. But okay, I tied really tight, but my foot already feels pretty cool here. Sticks to the sole. Another thing is that most of the rollerblades already have something like that if there is no velcro. If there is no velcro, it has such micro regulation. So I pull the buckle all this way. The velcro really must adhere. Tightening, as I said, prevents shifting the leg front and back. In this way, I push it hard. Of course, not in such a way that your leg will hurt. Hard, but without exaggeration, for that is not the proper way, that you feel pain and discomfort. There is often a problem with how this buckle loosens. There are different ways. In these rules, such a system is used that this button here, if you press it hard enough, the whole buckle releases in this way. That will be back again. I will drag this here myself really hard. And that's how I already am, so cut up with my laces here and this clamp. Basically, I could even ride those rollerblades now. They wouldn't fall off my feet, I would have some control. Of course, I also good skater, right? While it is very important that here, above all, there was descent control. Usually you do the opposite, as if you are focusing on this buckle up here. But it must be here for us. Leave it a little loose here, and I will tell you why. And now, I take it down here, of course, strongly, but look, I have this 2 fingers rule. If my 2 fingers without a problem come under the tongue here, it means it's okay. Because here I must have an anatomical play, so that I can bend my knee, and my knee is sticking out now, beyond fingers, this way. Sometimes you have it so tight here, and here loose at the bottom, then you ride very differently on the roll blade. That roll blade, not what it should be anymore. This buckle is supposed to give a little loose feeling, anatomical clearance so that our leg can function. This is how you make it work. I press on the tongue, here in the tibia bone. However, lower he must be strong, really strong, specifically tied up and tense so that the leg has control. Okay, now we'll try. Tie it up and put the second row, okay? Okay, I put them on and I think we should do a test drive. And look at this, it's very important for my knee to easily move here, before my toes. Here I must have adequate slack. If I had a strong catch here, that would be blocking, right? It would push my rollerblade more forward. In this way, do it so that the knee can go out freely, over it, over the fingers, and now here, fasten it very tightly. See, let's do a test. We'll now unfasten these buckles. They no longer hold, but let's try. See, I don't have this buckle. And that's that. I feel less stable, but I can easily ride these roll plates, right? Of course, I'm already at the advanced level, but you can also feel it. Try it for yourself. If you tie it here tightly and tie the first one, buckle or Velcro, you can really get up now on these roll blades and feel that you have control here. Later on, you can clip the last buckle here. And this way, the prepared equipment, it's ready to use.